I'm Mike Sullivan. We just arrived in New York City, and in case you weren't ready for this video, it's going to be a little bit different. We're spending a week in Manhattan, and I've brought a couple clubs, a 7-iron and a putter. And the goal this week is for me to leave the city in 1 week a better golfer than when I arrived. So starting tomorrow, I'll start working on the golf game as well as fitness to see if I can accomplish that goal. Okay, so our hotel is about 20 minutes from Chelsea Piers, which is a driving range that apparently has some covered and heated stalls. It's cold out, and you know, I'm committed to work on my game. I have to tell you that if I hadn't committed to making this video this week, I probably would not be doing this, but it's good motivation. So hopefully if you want to work on your game while you're traveling, you can find some motivation. Maybe commit to someone else that you're going to do it. I hope it's worthwhile. Okay, so out at Chelsea Piers in my little hitting bay, and they have a pretty good deal on Mondays through February, and right now it's still February. It's like $30 for all the balls you want to hit for 2 hours. That's a Raleigh, North Carolina type of a deal. So I'm going to be able to get a whole bunch of practice in. I've been warming up, and what I'm going to do in a minute now is I'm going to bring up the V1 app on either my iPhone or my iPad. And I'm going to be working a little bit on my takeaway. So in just a second, I'm going to switch angles here. It's going to get a little like silhouetted, a little dark because it's brighter out there than it is back where the camera is, but you should be able to get an idea of what I'm working on. Okay, so hopefully you can get a pretty good look here. I know it's a little bit dark, and by the way, it's like, the temperature is, well, it's 42 degrees, so it's warming up a little bit, but it's super comfortable just having a sweatshirt on. There's a little heater blowing here on me. The wind is pretty well blocked, so this is a pretty comfortable way to come out and work on your game. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be working on my backswing plane and my backswing here. And so in particular, what I'm tending to have a little bit of trouble with is, let me get this squared up to the camera here. So I'm tending to have a little bit of trouble on my backswing, just getting that club head a little bit back in here behind me. Okay, so my goal for the end of this week is to make improvement on, instead of being kind of like here in my backswing, and see the butt end of the club starts to point out to the right a little bit, getting me a little bit flat and off plane. I want to work in feeling like the club head is outside of my hands a little bit right here. Okay, so the way I'm going to do it is this. Take my setup. I'm going to start off with just taking a good backswing. I'm going to stop when that club gets parallel to the ground. I'm going to check it to make sure the club head is outside of my hands. Then from there, I'll continue turning, okay, and I'm going to get a feel for that position. Boom, I'm watching it. So it's not this. I'm keeping an eye on where that club head's going to be, okay? Right here. And then from there, keep turning, and it's more upright. The inside of that, the butt end of that club is pointing down inside of where my target line would be. A more upright backswing. Boom, boom. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and make that same type of backswing, then I'm going to actually go through and complete the swing. It's going to feel weird. I may not hit the best shot, but I want to get used to hitting balls from that position. Position 1, and then for me, position 2, and then swing through it. You know, it feels a little bit awkward. I've done this drill before. You just have to kind of stick with it. But what it does is, it's really going to help ensure to me and help me get used to hitting the ball from a more upright backswing position as opposed to getting back in here with my hands behind me and kind of low. Okay, so let's try it again. That was a little bit thin, but still you get the idea. So I'm going to keep working on this for a little while longer, and then we'll check in later and check out the progress. Okay, so this is that drill that I was working on, and what we're going to take a look at here is when I get this club back parallel to the ground here. See that club head is outside of my hands right there? So that's the drill that I'm working on, and that's definitely a little bit of exaggeration, but I want to show you why. So I've been working this drill for about 30 minutes or so. Let's take a look here on the right hand side. This is me. I'm not going to stop in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and hit a shot. So watching this club gets parallel to the ground. Ooh, went too far. See that club head is not nearly outside of my hands the same way. It's actually just a teeny little bit inside. So this is not much of a change from before. It's actually about how I normally would do it. Now watch on the left hand side when I get that club so it's perpendicular to the ground, pointing down at the target line. So I'm pausing, right? This is where I want to be. So this is where I want my golf swing to be at one point, with that low end of the club pointing down inside of the ball there. See that? Watch here on the right hand side. This is me actually hitting a ball even after all the practice. You know, it doesn't look too bad, but you see my hands they're further back behind my chest and lower, and look where the shaft is pointing. Okay, you can see there it's pointing down a little teeny bit outside of the ball there. Okay, so I like the position on the left hand side because from here I can just unwind my hips and turn through it, and the club will be more out in front of my body. It's going to help me hit the shots better. Whereas on the right hand side, and this is going to show more of my habit, is my body kind of has to hold on a little bit to let my hands come through. See my hips move towards the ball a little bit? And I want to be able to get out of that little move, okay? It's going to take a while to work on it, but this is just one example of one of the things I want to do. So my goal for the end of the week is to be able to hit a ball like this guy on the left. I want to be I'd love to be close to that position, this guy on the left-hand side, or closer to this position by the end of the week while I'm hitting balls. So that's the goal. Okay, so here we are continuing to work. I've been out here about an hour and a half now, and I'm going to show again doing the drill. Actually, I'll bring in my other swing. So we're going to start on the left-hand side of here. So again, as we're doing this drill, we're going to look at when the club is parallel to the ground. I've got that club head outside of my hands. And this is a very segmented swing, so I pause there, and then I turn back and keep an eye on it. And you can see I've got that club really, really upright in the drill, and that's an exaggeration of what I want to accomplish. And look over here on the right-hand side. Now this is a shot that I just hit. So we're going to stop when the club gets parallel to the ground. So now you can see an improvement there, right? So see this club head, and when that shaft is parallel to the ground, that's outside of my hands. That's really good. Okay, it's not as much as the drill, but the drill is really exaggerated. So I'm really happy with this right here. I'm really happy that that club head is outside of my hands. So this is good. So already I'm happy. So I feel like today has already been a win, actually. So now we're going to go ahead and keep turning back. Now what I don't love is my hands get just a teeny bit deep here, but hey, what are you going to do? But now, so when my club is perpendicular to the ground, let's go ahead and take a look at our target line. Change colors, right, to yellow. So there's my target line. You can see that my shaft now should be pointing inside of my target line. This is great. So I'm really, really happy because I've now got a shaft where I'm slightly upright in that swing plane, and then I can really easily come underneath and turn through a little bit better. Never going to be happy with that, but this is great. So I feel like I was able to take a couple hours out of my day here and really make some progress. So I'm going to hit a few more balls here, wrap it up, and then we're going to go back to the hotel and see if we can get some fitness in. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm back in the hotel, boy, it's quiet here. It really feels nice and quiet in here. And out there at Chelsea Piers and on the street and everything, everything's been really, really noisy. So it's kind of nice. Today was good. You know, I got to get to Chelsea Piers. I worked for 2 hours hitting balls. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but I was trying to, you know, kind of hit shots, stay warm, get the message out and all that. But if you go to Chelsea Piers during the off-peak time, so between November and February, on Mondays, you can hit balls for 2 hours for $30, which is pretty good. Other than that, if you go to hit balls, say, you know, normally during off-peak times, I think it's like you get a card for about $30 and you get, I don't know, a pretty good amount of balls considering you're in Manhattan. And, you know, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina, and depending where you are as you're watching this, real estate's really at a premium here. So if you're going to do anything that requires some space, it's just going to be expensive. And you know, as this hotel, I don't know if you get a feel for it, but the room is tight. The gym, by the way, I went to the gym and got a good workout in, but it was a tight spot. I was the only one in there, and I had a hard time getting a workout in because there wasn't room for equipment. So tomorrow I may try to find another place to get a workout in. So really the goal of this trip is usually when we go away, we don't eat right, we don't exercise, and we certainly don't get a chance to work on golf or any other thing we like to do other than our job. So the idea about this video is to show you maybe some things that you can do, some ways that you can think creatively to get a chance to work a little bit on your golf game. You can bring your mobile phone with a little app on it, the V1 app, and you can record your swing. You can look at where you are, where you can put some lines down to help you get a sense of where your golf club is. And you can do that sort of thing, and it's pretty inexpensive. You know, I used my iPhone out there at first filming my swing, and then I had to switch to the iPad because the iPhone ran out of battery, which is my own fault for not thinking it through. So there's some really cool things you can do, and now we're going to be here a few more days, so I'm going to continue to work on my game. I'm going to really stay disciplined. Lauren and I both are going to stay disciplined on the eating. Okay, we went the extra mile. We found a Whole Foods a block or two away. Went to Whole Foods, hit the buffet, got some good healthy food. Then we found out there's nowhere there to eat it, so we had to stand on the sidewalk in the cold and eat our breakfast. But hey, some people out there have it worse, right? So tomorrow we'll do better. And tonight we're going to have another healthy meal. So we're really committed to finding healthy things to eat, moving around a little bit, keeping up our fitness level, if not becoming more fit, and then working on our game. By the way, this is kind of a interesting type of a video. It might be a little bit long, but it's a chance to talk a little bit about some other things that may be upcoming. I've got another student, a subscriber named Joe, and he takes lessons from me in Raleigh, and he had sent me an email asking to do a golf fitness type of a video. And so that's what we're going to do. Lauren is going to, and she's usually on the other end of the camera, by the way. She is a certified fitness professional, and we're going to do a golf fitness workout that you can get a chance to see and do for yourself to help you with range of motion, some flexibility, and some strength to help you hit the golf ball better as well. So one other thing before I go for now is putting. They do have a putting green at Chelsea Piers. It was cold out, really cold. I just had been in the cold enough for one day, and I only hit putts for a few minutes. But my goal tomorrow is to come up with a training aid so that I can work either in this little hotel room and do some putting, or go back to Chelsea Piers and do some putting with a training aid to help me with the path of my putter. So day one is pretty much in the books. I am going to sneak out and try to find a putting training aid. They have a Target a block or two away. I'm not going to make you watch me go to Target. And then we're going to have a healthy meal. We're going to go at it again tomorrow. So I appreciate you hanging with me on this. And we're not done yet. We're going to work a little bit more on the swing and on putting. Here we are. So I was able to find I found a legitimate golf training aid, and then I did a little bit of improvisation. And so the first thing I found, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and I hope I put it back in the right spot here. Put a little marker down there. The first thing I picked up is this target for putting practice. And this was like $7. I bought it at a place called the New York Golf Center in Herald Square. This location was. It was really close to the hotel, like 5 or 6 minute walk. And this is just a little putting target. And what's cool is it's got this hole reducer right here. So when you put this little hole reducer in the hole, it makes the target smaller. So you have to be a better putter in order to make putts, which definitely makes it more challenging for sure. So, and again, if you remember from yesterday, what I was talking about working on was I really wanted to work on the path of my putter. My putter was just swinging to the left a little bit too soon, and I was concerned I'd be cutting across some putts perhaps, even though I've got a putter that I love, that the club face wants to be square relative to the path. If the path is coming left or the arc is coming left, that could affect the way that I strike some putts. So I wanted to work on that. The other thing that I picked up was a yardstick, and you can see here by this picture, I placed the yardstick just outside of my target line. So when I put my putter down here, I can get a look at, and again, I'm not in danger of hitting that ruler, that yardstick, but I can tell if the path of my putter is going to be swinging too much to the inside. You know, I have to look down and pay attention to it, but I can tell if it's going to be swinging too much to the inside. The other thing I've got here is I've got these 2 credit cards. I'm using gift cards, right? I don't want to put my credit card numbers on the internet. That could be bad. And I've got a couple of gift cards here, and those are going to be a really close target. If I can roll my ball in between the 2 gift cards, then I know that I'm able to hit the ball with a square club face and hopefully the putter moving towards the target. Now on this putt, it breaks quite a bit to the left, and I've got to hit it nice and softly. I can't hit it too hard or else it's going to lip out of that thing. Let's try this. Can't hit it too hard now. See that? Look at that. That is a power lip out. That is a power lip out. So this takes a little bit of touch to get this putt right. I worked on this. I practiced this for a while. Hopefully I can get it right now. Too hard? Is it too hard? Nope. Went in. Okay. So this is a great way that you can work on something tangible. And I'm just using some examples here, you know. I'm using the example of working on my backswing plan. I'm using the example of my path with my putting and all that. But you should find something that you know you want to work on and see if you can figure out a way to focus on, you know, 1 or 2 skills, 1 or 2 principles when you're out of town. So our focus this week, and we're only a couple days into this, but we're going to keep it going, okay? The focus this week is to get better at golf. So I picked out the 2 things I'm working on in my golf game. Also, to get more fit, to get into a really good routine. By the way, I made it to the gym this morning, and this time what I did was I got online. There's a Planet Fitness a block away, and I was able to get a free day pass, so I was able to go into Planet Fitness and hit the gym for like 2.5 hours, getting tons of good work, and then I can pay like $20, and then tomorrow go back in and get another workout. So it's basically going to be $10 a workout for 2 days worth of working out. Then the third thing we're doing is we're really staying committed on eating healthy. So one of the nice things about being in a city like New York is there are tons of options for food, and you can really eat healthy if you want to. So we're eating right, we're exercising, working on the golf game this week. Pretty soon Lauren's going to get back here, and we're going to have a little putting game, I think, too. So if you really set your mind to it, you can achieve the goals. I hope that helps. We'll see you next time. Crooked floor